What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, February 6th, 2025. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Great time to do it today. Locked and loaded on today's card. Got a lot of college hoops. Got a $15 play of the day. Got a 5-pack, including that play of the day. Also have some bonus plays on there for long-term subscribers. Same thing for the NBA. Got a 3-pack from the NBA with a long-term play as well for long-term subscribers. And an NHL power play as well. So this is a great time to jump on board. Again, the 3-day and 7-day pass are actually less than buying each of today's daily packages. So make sure that you jump on board and use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But we're here to talk about a 9-game NHL card. We are inching closer and closer to the break for the NHL, that 2-week break as the Four Nations Cup takes center stage. But we're still here to make some money. You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the Wells Fargo Center where the Philadelphia Flyers take on the Washington Capitals. And I'm all for a good home underdog, but the problem for right now is that the Philadelphia Flyers are just flat out struggling. They've lost 4 straight, 6 of their last 7. All 6 losses have seen the Flyers score 2 goals or less. Now you're taking on a Washington team that for me still has probably the most underappreciated goaltending duo in the NHL of Charlie Lindgren and Logan Thompson. And they've been one of the most consistent teams home and away this season. 18-7-2 on the road. One of the most profitable road teams in the NHL this year as well are the Washington Capitals. I think Washington finds a way to get the job done once again. They've won 4 straight against the Flyers and 8 of the last 11 in Philadelphia. Give me Washington here at minus 150. Next, we head to the Prudential Center where the New Jersey Devils take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And I love the Vegas Golden Knights. I really like this team a lot. But the problem for me with Vegas is that right now they're slumping. I know the slump is not going to last forever, but this just isn't a good spot for them to break out of it, in my opinion. You know, they're on the road where they've been less effective for the better part of their time in the NHL now for the few years that we're talking about the Vegas Golden Knights' existence. And they've scored 2 goals or less in 3 straight games. They've scored a combined 7 goals over this 4-game losing streak, not productive offensively. And now you take on a New Jersey team that's simply playing the better hockey right now. Winners of 4 of their last 6. Like I said, Vegas is slumping. They've lost 8 of their last 10. And on the road, I just don't see that being the case. If this game was in Vegas, you'd probably have an easier time convincing me to take the Golden Knights. But on the road here, I got to take the New Jersey Devils at the coin flip price. Now we head to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Ottawa Senators. And I'm all for the Tampa Bay Lightning being favored at home. I get it. But right now, I don't know if I want to jump in front of the Ottawa Senators in a revenge spot, in a quick revenge spot. Sure, Tampa Bay got the win over Ottawa in the last game 4-3. But I still think that Ottawa can compete here. I mean, this is an Ottawa team that got Linus Ullmark back in the last game. But I still think that, whether it's, Ullmark coming back or I think you should stick with Levi Merilainen. I think Merilainen's played much better in Ullmark's absence. I understand this is why you bring in Ullmark. He was, one of the 2 goalies for a top tandem in Boston, and we're talking about a former Vezina winner, but I still think that Merilainen's earned the opportunity to keep his playing time intact, and I think that the Senators can get some revenge in this one. Like I said, the Senators for me just have the value here. It's not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet necessarily in this one, but I'm going to take the shot here on the Sens plus the 1.5 and on the money line at plus 135. Next, we're going to the Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Utah Hockey Club. And I saw the comments for that, that wraparound where Columbus took the loss against the Buffalo Sabres 3-2. People were saying, "Oh, does this guy not do his homework? And does he not, do the research on guys being banged up?" No, I know the Blue Jackets are extremely banged up. I know that this team is bruised. But the thing is that the Blue Jackets, and especially in hockey in general, a lot of times you see the next man up mentality take hold. And yeah, the Columbus Blue Jackets lost, but I think that game was more about the Columbus Blue Jackets being on the road than it was about them being banged up. Now they go back home where they're 17-5-3, the most profitable home team in the NHL this season. The Utah Hockey Club have been better on the road themselves, so I can understand the case of why Utah would be favored here. But I just think that, I think too much is being given, too much, is being read into, the injury situation for the Blue Jackets here. I think that the Blue Jackets have some magic on home ice, and I think they can get it done here. I think they can pull off the upset here. So I'm going to take the Blue Jackets plus the 1.5 and on the money line here at plus 130. Now we head to the XL Energy Center for a match between the Minnesota Wild and the Carolina Hurricanes. And I don't really feel like backing either one of these teams right now. I know that maybe the plus money's tempting with Minnesota, considering that they're still one of the better teams in the NHL this season, but they're not on the road, which is where they played their best hockey this season. They're still, 11, 12, and 1 at home, and they're coming off of back-to-back shutouts as well on the road where they played their better hockey. So that's a little bit alarming for me with Minnesota. But Carolina is still a sub-500 team on the road themselves. They're coming off a shutout loss to Winnipeg. For me in this game, I think that the under is the play here. I think I could easily see this being a 2-1 or 3-2 kind of game where the goaltending is the star of the show here, or even just just a lack of offense on both sides in an environment where maybe they're not at their best. So for me, it's a lean towards the under 5.5 in this one. Now we're going to the XL Energy Center where the St. Louis Blues take on the Florida Panthers. And while the St. Louis Blues is a home underdog in some spots could be worth a look for me, I don't see it being the case here. The St. Louis Blues, they took the loss against Edmonton last time out. Yeah, it was an overtime loss. It was competitive, but they've still lost 5 of their last 6 games. All 6 games have seen the Blues score 2 goals or less. And I think what the cap boils down to in this game is, do I trust the Florida Panthers to simply outscore the St. Louis Blues if the Blues once again score 2 goals or less? Because there's only so many times you can get away with scoring that few amount of goals and win the game. And I do think that I can trust the Florida Panthers here to just outscore the St. Louis Blues, if nothing else. I trust Florida's goaltending more. I trust their scoring depth more. I think it's more consistent. So I'm going to take the Florida Panthers here. If minus 170 is too rich for your blood, I mean, it's kind of on the fringe of where I like to lay money lines. So I would not be opposed to a regulation play here, or even maybe a puck line play if you want to go for some plus money. But for me, I'm just going to take the Florida Panthers here, regardless of whatever you choose. Now we're going to the Scotiabank Saddledome, where the Calgary Flames take on the Colorado Avalanche. And kind of the same boat as that last game. As much as I understand why the Calgary Flames could be worth a look as a home dog, where they've played their better hockey this season, they're just struggling with consistency right now. They've lost 3 of their last 4 home games. And I think the common thread for the teams they've lost to are teams that are either hot, are, upper tier teams in the NHL, or sometimes both. And I think the Colorado Avalanche are one of the upper tier teams. Yeah, they took a loss to Vancouver last time out, and they've lost 3 of their last 4 road games. But they're also 15-12 on the road this season. Head-to-head, Colorado's won 5 straight, 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. And I think that the line is where it is for a reason. I think the Flames starting to show some signs of, I don't say fatigue, but they're a little bit shaky on the defensive end of the ice. The goaltending, Dustin Wolf is starting to look a little bit shaky. And I don't trust Dan Vladar if Vladar was to get the start for whatever reason here. So I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche again. If you're not comfortable laying this, I wouldn't be opposed to a regulation play for the Avalanche, or maybe even a puck line play as well. Now we're heading to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And again, same situation where, I get Seattle's a home dog, could be worth a look to some, but throw my fandom of the Leafs out the window. The Leafs are just rolling right now. They've looked really good against Edmonton. And, just we thought maybe it could have been a letdown after, a last-second victory, an emotional victory for Toronto. They come out and they beat up on Calgary. They put up 6 goals in that game, and all of a sudden those offensive issues that they had, last week are now gone. And the Seattle Kraken, just inconsistent at home, to put it nicely. 13-13-4 at home. They've now dropped back-to-back games for their last 5. And just Toronto, once they get rolling and they start, rolling downhill and they start moving, and putting up goals in bunches and stringing wins together, not a team I want to step in front of, especially when Seattle is the alternative. Toronto's won the last 4 meetings between these two teams. I think they make it 5. Give me the Leafs on the money line at minus 160. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center, where the San Jose Sharks take on the Vancouver Canucks. And this is a game where it's been priced out of the money line play, so I'm going to have to shift to a regulation play and even a puck line play for the Vancouver Canucks. Just head-to-head, the Vancouver Canucks have owned this matchup, and they're on the road where they've played their better hockey this season. Not as dominant as they were early on this season. They're now 14-8-4 on the road compared to 10-10-7 at home. But the San Jose Sharks, every time I give this team the benefit of the doubt, they found a way to fall flat. They did cover the puck line against Montreal at home in their last game, but I think this is just a spot where Vancouver's going to try to right the ship coming out of this 2-week break coming up. They got to take advantage of winnable spots, and I think they definitely have one here before they take on Toronto at home going into the break, and then they start with a back-to-back in Vegas and Utah on the road coming out of it. So I just think Vancouver takes advantage of a San Jose Sharks team that's just they're kind of finding new and creative ways to lose over the last little bit. So give me the Vancouver Canucks in regulation at -120 and on the puck line to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, February 6th, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head to pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.